What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Let's talk about Bed Bath & Beyond. As always, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. It's just for entertainment purposes only, so let's be entertained. All right, so overall, the day could have ended a whole lot worse than what we saw it end up at. The markets weren't doing their thing. They were coming down, and so was Bed Bath & Beyond, and so was everything else pretty much. Ugly day unless you were playing things to the downside. So looking at the charts, we'll look at a little bit of news. Next week is going to be big. Next week is earnings, and we'll look at the Ortex as well. Now, I never know if I'm talking to traders or if I'm talking to diamond handlers whenever we're talking about stocks like this. So I just give out the news, right? And I give out my thoughts, and you guys do whatever you want from there. I don't care what you do. But like I said, with earnings coming up, I know some people have an anticipation of something to do with Bye Bye Baby, possibly. I don't know. Maybe they will. Maybe they won't sell it off or whatever they want to do with it. But just looking at earnings from an earnings standpoint of a company that is in the situation that Bed Bath & Beyond is, I think I've told you that my overall outlook for earnings are not real high. My anticipation is not real high, so I was just looking at some of the news, and they're expecting some pretty big losses as far as what's coming in, as the pegged at a loss of $1.59 per share, suggesting a 4,000% decline from the year ago quarters. The loss estimate has further widened in the past 30 days. We expect the company's fiscal second quarter total revenues to decline by 25% year over year. The news articles, take them for what they are. They don't know either. They don't know any better than I do. But I think with the news, sometimes, they might be just throwing out a guess as to what could actually be coming on. And that's all we can do. But I really don't think, unless you get some big news, I don't think earnings are going to be that great, in my opinion. So be watching this very close as far as next week goes, or we could see something bad, pretty bad. So if you are a trader and you are, still green, or if you're red-green area, I'd be watching this very close in the coming week. $6.39 is my next target to the downside, and we need to be considerably higher, in my opinion, whenever we get into earnings. So let's see if we get a run up next week into earnings at least. Who knows? Maybe we'll get a little bit of a pump in the overall markets, and maybe they'll want to let it run just a little bit in order to beat it down from a higher position than here. So we gotta play devil's advocate, think both sides of the playing field. But as of right now, we are still just in this falling basically channel, and it'll break up at some point, I would think. But with earnings coming next week, it might defy the odds and break to the downside. We're just going to have to keep an eye on it, and you're going to watch it until it actually breaks out of here. Right now, there's no trading. Even if you were buying in the lows, there's no way that you're getting back out green. It's a tough channel to trade into the downside, so be cautious. If you see the breakout, then good. Let's see if it can get some strength back into the upside. We definitely need to take out that $6.80 level. Then we'll work our way up to $7.15. Need to see $8 to the upside, but be watching that downside, because that's kind of the way the markets are trending right now. That's kind of the way everything is trending right now. Maybe we will get a turnaround in the markets, but we just kind of got to wait and see how all of that shakes out. The Ortex overall, what do we got going on there? So 36.17%, life short interest percent of the free float, 27.96 million. Cost to borrow average, still floating right around, so it's at 14.81%, and utilization still at 100%. So I mean, I'm not saying the play's over by any means. If you're holding for a short squeeze, like I said, you're going to be holding this for a considerable amount of time, in my opinion. If you are just playing it for the volatility and the spikes and the moves, then that's a different story. You can probably, make money one direction or the other every day if you're in here so far. I mean, it has some decent moves, but just keep all of that in mind. As far as the RSI goes, sitting below the 50, and we definitely need to see that start picking up. It's got some room to go. We got a little bit bullish. You can see I got this blue line right here at the 50, just so that I know anytime that it's going to start getting a little bit bullish. We're working our way back down to it, so we'll see if it holds up on the shorter time frames, and possibly warms up these longer time frame RSIs. But just keep in mind, next week is going to be a pretty important week to see some strength come in here and get to a reasonable level before earnings call on, is it Friday? I think it's the 29th. I don't have a calendar in front of me to see what day that actually is, so we'll keep an eye on it as we get closer, as the time approaches. But like I say, just have a trading plan, stick to your trading plan, whatever that is, and just go from there. I can't tell you what to do, and you guys aren't going to listen to me anyway. So I hope you all have a great weekend. I mean, like I said, this day could have ended a whole lot worse than what it did, and at least it brought a little bit of pump back up to where we were clinging to in the first place, so that was good to see. Let's see how Monday goes. Enjoy the weekend, guys. Thank you so much for coming back. I hope you had a good day in the markets overall, and we'll go from there. So I'll touch base with you on the weekend. You can like the video if you'd like. You're always welcome to leave a comment or subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you in the next one. As always, stay golden, people, and may your accounts stay green.